Just gotta deal with people where they're at. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right. So here we go. It's Thursday night. It's 8 o'clock. We're on time. We're on schedule, and we got the sweets. We got Jamie Sweets kids. We're gonna hear some things. We're gonna learn some things. We got some questions to ask, and we're gonna hear some stories. It's gonna be fun. We got uh, I guess we'll go from oldest to youngest, huh? And that would
John,
be John.
that's me.
Okay, John Sweet and Truett in the middle. Okay, and Azzie is the youngest.
She's
Ooh-wee.
the
What's it
talker.
like growing up with two brothers older than you?
Well, it's pretty tough, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Yeah, God knows what he's doing because I don't have a daughter. I just have a son. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
yeah, my sister was older than me, 6 years, and I was still overprotective. Like, yeah, I wasn't cool with it. So
Right.
yeah.
It was
All
fun
right.
having a little sister, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we enjoyed it.
Okay. Okay.
We weren't
So
that bad.
that's how you know it was horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that
When-
you have to say not that bad probably is pretty
Yeah. When the person that doing it acknowledges, yeah, maybe a little, then yeah.
bad. Right.
Probably second.
Made her tough.
Yeah. That's cool though. That's cool. So the reason I was interested in having you guys on, the reason everything is because the way you guys grew up, it really intrigues me, and I know it intrigues a lot of other people too. You know, because you guys grew up, waist deep in it.
In it, waist deep. We were all the way in it. I mean, that was from. I mean, that's kind of like when I talked to you on the phone the other day. You know, a guy kind of takes that for granted and don't realize how deep in it you're in it when that's just the way you grow up. You know, it's just from the moment you're born. There's always been a bulldog in the house, and then as we got older, you know, the dogs just kept coming and coming, and every stage of our life was dogs. You know, met all kinds of people because of dogs, did all kinds of things because of dogs. It's kind of crazy to think back and look at just exactly all the opportunities and all the shit a guy gets to do simply because of dogs or my
Yep.
mom, one of the two, you know, dogs and my mom combination, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think as you get older and you talk to more people, it really is apparent, growing up in the dog world, it was just normal for us, man, just a Tuesday or whatever. But when you look back and think about it, I mean, you do realize it's kind of wild. And definitely when you're telling people your childhood stories and stuff, they a lot of times can't really relate. So I think John said it good when, you kind of took it for granted, I think, and just didn't really realize what we were doing when we were in it. I mean, most kids are sleeping and watching cartoons when they wake up, and we were probably outside scooping poop or hauling buckets or
yeah,
feeding a bunch of dogs or
Puppies.
feeding puppies,
Ooh-wee.
and that was all before school, And it,
Emergency
one
trips.
for an allowance or nothing. It was just because it had to be done.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
day in and day out. I mean, we had litters of pups from rat terrier puppies to English bulldog puppies and oldie puppies and American puppies and the puppies from the neighbor's poodle who they weren't sure could have puppies on their own. You know, we live in a small town, 2,500. Call the Sweets. Oh, the Sweet. Oh, Jamie will know. They'll know. They'll be able to help us, and just in it all the time, breeding dogs. And, we're in the whelping box pulling pups and stuff, and American bulldogs. We're 11, 12, 13 years old, Like a lot of kids are like starting their career doing junior handler stuff. You know what I mean? We're already in it, not even realizing it just because that's just how, it takes a village to do what my mom does. That ain't something you can do as a one-man crew. You got to have the whole family, even when the whole family, it's not all rose petals and cherry blossoms, there's times where it's stressful and shit, and there's it takes the whole squad, you know, the whole group as a whole to function to run something the way my mom run it for as long as she did, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So what's the most dogs that you can kind of count in your mind at one time?
This is a trick question. I feel like this is a trick question. 60.
Yeah.
60.
Yeah, I was gonna say 70, 60, 70. A lot, man. It wasn't a side hustle or a cute weekend thing, that's for sure.
That's everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's everything. You know, that's puppies, adults, everything. Probably at the height of it, I think 60 the safe bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you mentioned doing things and going places that people don't really get to, that you didn't think about or fathom. Give me one,
Yeah.
John.
I had the opportunity to judge a dog show in London, an American Bulldog show in London. If you would have asked me as a young kid, hey, you think you'll ever judge a dog show overseas? What? No,
Wow.
I was able to take a two week trip to London and judge a show with my mom, you know, over there in London, and we stayed 2 weeks, and it was just a trip of a lifetime, you know. And it was something that I never would have thought that was going to be possible in my little life, you know. I wouldn't have dreamed of that, you know. But we went to dog shows and shit all of it. I mean, mom traveled all over. You know, I was the older one, so I was kind of the one that kind of got to go out on the road sometimes. You know, Truett and Aslan were littler than when we were doing that, you know, but we'd go different places, you know. And what always sticks out in my mind, because I kind of wear it as a, you know, like a little merit badge too, was the very first ever Best in Show Blue River Bullies was won by none other than moi. Me.
Uh-oh. Talk your talk. That's okay. Yeah.
And actually, crazy enough, it was on my birthday, you know, July 24th in 1998, you know, and it was Georgetown, Colorado, American Bulldogs. And it was just, you know, that was the first Best in Show, you know, and I just remember then, like, yeah, this is awesome, you know. But back then the shows they weren't like shows are now, you know. They were big, like, barbecue style hangouts, you know. It wasn't, I mean, and maybe I was too young to notice, man, but it wasn't all this $25 a head and $15 dog in the door, $300 booths. There wasn't none of that bullshit. It was, you know, 10, 12, 15, 20 vehicles parked around an electric fence post, mowed down grass pasture with orange tape strung around it, you know. Big old American Bulldogs. And back then, American Bulldogs, man, they were kind of a breed that, I mean, they were kind of known to get with it, you know what I mean? Like, it was serious. I mean, you showing on pinch collars and shit, and everybody knew to keep your distance, you know. And I was lucky enough, I mean, I always got lectured. We'd pull up to a dog show, and I was lucky enough to go. And mom would look back at me, and she'd say, "Now listen, I'm going to tell you one thing. You better not fucking embarrass me." You know, you better not embarrass me. Whatever you do, don't embarrass me, you know. Threaten me, you know. So when we come out, we did well at a couple shows, you know, and to win that Best in Show, that was pretty cool. But back then it was agility courses. You did agility. They had hog catching, you know. Back then, weight pulling. She can touch a little bit on weight pulling. What are you talking about your weight pulling history? Tell me.
Well, I started when I was about 6. Weight pulling my dog Panda. She worked the hardest for me. Pulled 2,200 pounds. I think there's a picture in there I sent you, maybe. Oh, I can't hear him.
He's muted. He's listening to you.
Can't hear him?
Oh, now we can.
Yeah, I can hear.
I can't hear him.
How about now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta look through these pictures.
Sure.
But you guys did send a bunch of them. So the weight pool's your thing, huh?
Oh, yeah, there for a while. I was big into that. I
Yeah?
thought it was pretty hard back in the day.
Oh yeah.
If she
So
did it for me, that's what, you know, that was the best part.
I like it. I like it. Give me a second. Let me look through these pictures here. Once I find it, I can get it up pretty quick. Let's see. A weight pool. You guys send me some awesome pictures. I'm gonna put a bunch of them up. I want to find the one in particular that we're talking about. And what I'll put it up when I get to it. But what did you do besides weight pool with the dogs in particular?
Everything.
I
We
mean,
did everything
everything
with
every
dogs.
day.
Yeah,
I
I,
mean,
I seen a
Parade,
video with your mom,
school
and
show.
there's a helicopter flying,
Oh
and the
yeah,
dog. So
that
you
was
guys did
some.
some wild stuff.
Yeah, that was some decoy work with Servy. Yeah, we did a lot of that little working dog stuff and that. Yeah, my uncle Chris had that helicopter, so that decoy work with Servy, we did that. We did agility. There was weight pull. They used to have tug of war. You know, there used to be all kinds of little kind of like function groups and
Yeah,
events. You know, back in the day, Mom had that Kansas Real Dog Trials that time,
I think there's
where
some pictures of
there might be some pictures of that where people brought their dogs and you had to like run handler and dog through a
hope
course.
she didn't
Like,
send the blooper reel.
yeah, true. Yeah, true. Talk about your Kansas Real Dog Trial with Bounce, boy.
Well, dogs taught you that you're gonna fail sometimes, and you don't let it stop you. But the real dog trials, I think a lot about the shorty and really dogs that we had in general. It was about kind of changing the narrative and pushing the envelope, and that was just a cool event that we had where I think we really tried to display the athletic ability the dogs had. And
Especially,
I don't think if anybody looked at those dogs, they would have thought they could do what they did. But running through the woods and climbing up hills and running through creeks, and
hey, there's that picture.
it was,
yeah.
it.
Here's a picture. It
pretty good, man.
says weight pool Azzie and Panda 1,855 pounds.
Oh, I was wrong. I thought it was 2,200 when we talked about
We
it.
got
earlier.
up to 2,200.
And that's 1855 out of look at that little dog right there.
Yeah.
She's probably like 25 pounds, maybe 30 pounds.
Yeah, not a big dog at all.
And that's old school. That's on rubber wheels on dirt. You know what I mean? Like that's for real back then.
Yeah,
Before they got the carpet and the rails and all that stuff.
Oh,
right.
That's another thing you do. When we were doing that, you were going out after school and you were drag weighting these dogs, you just take turns. Everybody get a dog and you drag them old window weights up and down the driveway, up and down the driveway.
Yeah.
We've lived at the dog kennel, man, letting dogs out, playing with dogs, working with dogs. We had
Taking pictures of dogs.
there might have been 60 dogs in the kennel, but that was 60 dogs that were tended to. You know what I mean? That was 60 dogs that were getting out. That wasn't 60 kennel dogs. That was dogs that, we did everything with back then. That's when you had to take pictures with like a real camera.
Ooh-wee, right? Come on.
Oh my Lord. You want to talk about some fights and dogs? You get to the old picture days were absolutely brutal.
Some good punishment.
And Mom used to use it as punishment, and I was dumb, so I got punished a lot. Oh, that's it. We're taking dog pictures. No, shit, no, why?
Yeah, dog pictures took a lot of patience.
Yeah, it's just
dog. Go ahead.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say dog pictures took a lot of patience, which none of us had or have currently. I don't think so. Total chaos every time. Somebody's squeaking a toy, somebody's waving a treat, somebody's jumping up and down.
Yeah.
You'd take 100 and then you'd take 500 more.
Literally.
Yeah.
Get 4 good ones.
We got tubs.
Yeah.
We got Rubbermaid tubs of old school pictures in the basement, just tub after tub. It'll be fun to go through them someday. I'm talking thousands of pictures of stuff. It's crazy to think about, kind of like when you start reflecting on times past. It's like I can remember when Mom used to get together with her other American Bulldog friends and get on the old Johnson style message forums back then, you know, hell, I think the internet in its general was in its infancy, not to date myself, but back when you were clicking on the old message boards. I don't know if you're familiar with them, with the threads and all that stuff.
Not with dogs, but yeah.
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 You know? Oh, yeah. There's Jason Scola. Yep.
Yeah.
Hard to see.
Yeah, I can't see the comments. But yeah, it's just, it's been a crazy ride. I mean, what else do you want to know? Maybe if you throw us some questions, we can give you some better feedback.
I'm liking what you guys are doing, just talking about it, because a lot of times, man, we go through it and talking about it, we do it later. You know what I mean? Like people always say, you don't see the forest for the trees. You know, like we take pictures now of dog pictures, and we all complain about taking 100 pictures to get one good one, but we know right away. You guys are talking about on film, like you don't know till a week later when you get them back from the drugstore if they're good or not. You know?
Literally, you know, back before autofocus and all that shit, you know?
Yeah.
And my mom, I wish you had more pictures, but my mom's super crafty too. She ain't just like a mad scientist with dogs. I'm talking this woman pick up a paintbrush and paint a mural. She can carve. She's an artist, way more than dogs. I mean, she's just an artist. But anyway, she used to really get into the picture taking, and I can't tell you how many pictures, how many litters of puppies. Old Tess, our old American Bulldog back in the day. I think it was Tess. Mom might fact check me on that if she's watching later, but I'm pretty sure it was Tess. Had a litter of like 17 puppies.
No, it was Tess.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was
Yeah, that was Tess, right? I'm so bad with names.
17 puppies. And she ate a
dude.
blanket or something and still had, and she
Yeah,
lived, all
she
the
did.
puppies lived.
Yeah, she had to have surgery halfway through to get a blanket out of her gut.
Mhm.
But anyway, outside of that, the pictures, like she'd sew up 12 or 13 little Christmas stockings, and we'd have to get the puppies and put them in the stockings for the Merry Christmas pictures, and you know, put them in the wagon and do all the fancy stuff and hold them sideways and face them at me and put them down a little, lift them up a little, hold them back, put them forward.
And then sometimes you did that for 2 hours, and then we sat down, and then Mom sat down, and she had a digital camera by then, and then she'd sit down and go through them, and she'd be like, nope, got to do them again.
No! Literally. But yeah, it was good times, man.
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
You know, you get a lot of people that like come to your house over the years, you know, like I didn't really realize my mom was a fucking legend, you know, but she's a fucking legend. I mean, whether you want to acknowledge that or not, in the Bulldog world,
yeah,
she's a fucking legend. And the people that come through, you know, I can remember, sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place just because.
No, you're good. You're good.
Not uncorked here, but I can remember when Mom used to be just absolutely ecstatic, excited that she was going to go to John D. Johnson's house, you know, the founder of the American Bully, you know. And then as we get kids and Mom starts on that little Shorty Bull adventure, all of a sudden that she's like, now she's the creator, you know what I mean? And she's always been a masterpiece, whether she was making American Bulldogs or oldies. It didn't matter what she was making. I'm not even trying to brag, but she had some of the best shit out. That's factual. That's just how it was. And to grow up now and to start seeing that tide turn to where people kind of like, it's like a thing for people. They want to come to Marysville. They want to meet Mom, you know, they want to talk. They want to see what it's about. They want to, you know, and it's just kind of mind blowing. Like, what? You know, people really do like inspire to be like that. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't even know what Marysville, Kansas, or that it existed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just a random. So that's exactly what you're saying. Like,
yeah.
I'll tell you, it'd be wild if we could go back in time and keep one of those maps with thumbtacks, you know, where everybody comes from. I mean, breeders, buyers, handlers, judges, vets, transporters. I mean, just dog lovers from all over the states, all over the world. I mean, people with thick accents, we didn't even know where they were from when we met them. You know, people from cities, farms. I mean, it was crazy, all the people we met. And when you talk about it now, you know, that's one of those things where it's like, yeah, our childhood was different, man. I mean, it
Yeah,
just
you
all
were
the people
exposed to a
we
lot of
were
stuff.
fortunate.
Yeah.
We were fortunate enough to meet.
Yeah. So give me a person that sticks out in your mind.
What?
Give me a Truett. Give me a person that sticks out in your mind that you were like, man, I met this person and I didn't realize. I thought it was just, it was just John, whatever back then. But turns out he was.
Like, I mean, I don't know. There's been a lot of people here. There's been like celebrity people, like Little Bow Wow's uncle and shit was at the house, But for me, it wasn't really about the celebrities like that, but like the old dog people, like Traylon Durrett, Rick Walterbeek, some of them older guys that the bully world probably don't really know who those guys are. I noticed K9 OTC Mo's on here. He logged into this live. He's another one that kind of helped do a lot of the work and stuff. And I guess a lot of my stuff is those guys that have been around for a long time, just old knowledgeable dog people. I'm not really into this celebrity fame, clout, whatever. But it's just the different dog people that you meet. It's just kind of pretty cool, and you hold a respect for them for your whole life, And thanks to social media now that everybody can stay more connected, You think back, again, bouncing back to how different it is now from back then. I can remember like waiting for Dog World magazine to show up in the mail. And you flip to the back of Dog World magazine and you saw black and white pictures of these dog breeders. And then if you saw something you liked, you wrote down an address and you put a $20 check in an envelope and you sent it to the kennel. And they sent you back a VCR tape that you then put in your VCR and watched. So like you had to do your research, kind of. You were forced. Not everything was at your fingertips. You know what I mean? So the people that you come across then were just higher caliber, you know what I mean? Or, they were putting in the work a little bit. Anybody can jump on the internet now. And if you're pretty sharp in the mind, you can surf for a day and kind of somewhat sound like you know what the hell you're talking about a little bit.
Ooh-wee. Come on. Yeah.
As long as you don't get talking out of your ass about shit you really don't know. But you can about have the basics of everything dog at your fingertips now. Back in the day, it wasn't like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can do the amount of research that would have took weeks in an hour. Just because everything is so, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
Right. And like, even like the breeding, we used to breed American Bulldogs and shit. And before we didn't know how to AI. We were doing that shit and we were starting. You know how grisly that got breeding some of them bastards sometimes? You know what I mean? It's like, holy shit, that was a process until you learn, Now everybody's got all the technology in the world right at their fingertips and everybody's AIing and everybody's hitting progesterone numbers and all that stuff. We didn't do none of that. You walked to the kennel every day, you carried a paper towel and you dabbed on the way through and you looked for blood. If something was bleeding, you wrote it down on the calendar and you counted days and you started sticking. You bred every other day for a week and you counted 63 days out on the calendar and you better be watching. You better have her in a whelping box a week before and you better be watching. When she starts nesting, it's going to be time to go. That's just how it was.
Yeah. And I think now that we have all these things, like it's cool to use them, but we still, I always try to use it with all the other stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we have to still know that. Like that stuff that you just rattled off, like second nature, we all need to still know it like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's important.
Yeah.
Because then we're adding to not losing. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think it's cool, man. Like thinking about, okay, I'm weird. Before I say this, I'm gonna just preface myself. I'm weird. Remember Forrest Gump? Remember that? When Forrest Gump, his mother had the bed and breakfast situation, and all kind of people came through, and he taught Elvis how to dance. Because it's just some guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's went through my mind. Like I just wondered, like, who came through there, And I know the list is crazy.
Yeah. It's long. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, our house was a lot like that. I often think of just all the people and all the walks of life that they came from, and even just looking at some of the people chatting in this podcast, even just seeing the names pop up, just every one of them's such a unique person with so much passion for dogs. And like John said, they worked at it. I mean, they put their heart and soul into it, and they can talk until they're blue in the face about it and know everything they've done and everything they want to do. And it's just, I mean, about everybody that's said something in the chat, it's, they're not just a connection or somebody on social media. I mean, those are people that are really part of the family. I mean, they were here, and it's, I'll never forget the conversations that have happened in that house and how heated they've got sometimes. And then, a minute later we're eating a big meal or something, laughing it off. But it was just, there was so much passion when everybody talked about what they were doing and what they wanted to do. And
Oh, dude, yeah.
they were honest and transparent with each other. And it was just so many good people.
Yeah. If there's one thing I love to do, man, it's like get in some real dog fights with some good people. You know what I mean? Like fighting, breaking down dogs, shredding dogs, tearing up, conformation of dogs, not like dog fighting ring, but just breaking down dogs, looking at dogs, judging dogs with different people, having different views, and just having like minds together that you can really just bang ideas off. You can be brutally honest. You can rip one side up one side and down the other, and then when it's all the dust all settles, it's all good. You know what I mean? And I had a few of them good talks like that with a few people, and then they watch your kids grow up, and it's just it's different,
Yeah. So okay, I'm gonna ask you a dog question because you judge dogs. What is the first thing you think about bulldogs? Like, what's the thing that jumps out at you? Type?
Yeah, type before everything. But type over everything in any breed, and that just comes from years of judging. That's just how I am, Type, but then within the certain breed, like I said, Mom was kind of an artist, so like you can say English Bulldog, and English Bulldog can come in a lot of different shit. Like the English Bulldogs that we were using when Mom was like first starting out, Shorty Bulls and French, Shorty Bulls, Frenchies, those dogs that were used to incorporate in the Shorties early on, we can say English Bulldog all day long, and people can put a idea in their head of what that English Bulldog was. But I promise you, that is not the English Bulldogs that my mom was using in Shorty Bulls. They were different. They were bulldogs, and there was no mistaking what they were, but they were like tight skinned. They were athletic. They were, fierce. Some of them, they were powerful little do the rope swim type of English Bulldogs, But like judging other breeds, it's got to be, type is the most important thing ever. If it don't have type, nothing else matters. You know what I mean?
I like that. That's what I like to hear. I can't speak for everybody, but that's what I like.
I don't even know an alternative answer that there really could be for that. You know what I mean? If you're a judge at all with any experience, if you're not looking at type first, well then you're wrong. That's just how it is. You're wrong.
Yeah.
No two ways.
For my money, yes. I could think of, people say like, a dog that fits the standard, and that's a statement like that, which is, I guess, true, but still kind of vague and whatever. But it's not what you just said.
Yeah.
Type. You know what I mean?
I like to think of it like this: every canine can't show, man. Expression, coat, character, silhouette, movement, type. Every canine can't show, man. That's what makes up type. You know what I mean? Break it down right there, assess those things per the breed standard, and then go from there. Start at the tip of the nose and work back and just break it down and be real honest. You know what I mean? And catch a dog in its natural state. I don't know how I got on a tear now about judging. I kind of miss it a little bit, maybe.
You're good.
But just breaking a dog down in its natural state, because a lot of these handlers are damn good at what they do. That's why they're paid to do what they do. So you got to try to catch them slipping, Sometimes I'll be standing out there looking like I'm looking at one dog, and really I got my eye cocked and I'm looking at the dog 3 dogs back Old boy's slacking with the dog. Now I got a good shot of its rear in the natural. Oh, Lordy, looky there, boys. What is that?
Yeah. So let me
back there.
let me ask the question. How, and if you don't want, if you don't have to, but I'm curious inside the mind of someone who does this. How much judging are you doing walking around? Like you've been here since 2:00. It's now 6:00. You've seen this dog 19 times.
I don't do that.
No.
I don't show up early when I got a judging assignment. A lot of people think I'm kind of, for a long time, thought I was kind of standoffish, you know. But I mean, for real, I don't really. After the show, after I'm off assignment, after I become a senior judge and I was done judging, I'll talk to people. I'll break down dogs for people. But when I'm judging, I'm the first judge on the floor. I'm going to slide in about an hour before the show starts. I'm going to go to the registration table and the trophy table, and you're going to find me there. Now, I'm going to be cordial with people that come up. Yeah, hey, how you doing? You know, what's up? But I'm really not assessing no dogs, you know. Now, of course, there might be a dog that catches your eyes and stuff. But I'm not assessing a dog until it comes in my ring. And then from the minute it comes in my ring, I'm using every opportunity I possibly can to judge that dog. All the while giving time to each individual specimen as you go over them, you know,
right.
Individually. But I do like to look back in the line and catch people. You know, when you down back, they slide up, down back, around, slide up. You know, the ones that are back there in the line a little bit that are just, I like to see a dog in the natural.
Yeah. I just wonder, because I always wonder, like, is that even something you could kind of switch off and on, you know? Because like now as I learn more about dogs, every dog I see, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you break it down. Yep. You can't appreciate a rescue the minute you start judging dogs. It's like, what are we doing? You know, that's an ugly piece of shit. What are we doing with that thing? You know, it's just, that's how it is. But I don't know. And I probably should have worked on that a little more as a judge but I don't really know how, man. I'm just honest, dude. And if somebody asks me to break down their dog, I'll tell somebody straight up. I mean, I know the registries make their money showing dogs, but I'll tell somebody straight up, I'm not sure why you're showing this dog. You know, like there ain't no reason to show that dog. And then you always get the people that want you to break down puppies and all that. And I'm just really not about that. I wish their points. I don't even think they should have puppy classes, if you want me to be honest. You know, if we're doing conformational breeding stock and we're judging breeding stock, then what are we looking at 3 and 6 month old puppies for? That's not breeding stock yet. You know what I mean? How you want me to judge this to a standard that's written for a mature adult when I'm looking at a 3 to 6 month old puppy? You know, how's that dog really gonna, unless it's a rare example, how's that dog really gonna exemplify type? It's a puppy. And that thing, and especially in American bullies and some of these, and I'm not taking no jabs at nobody. I mean, whatever, hate me if you want. I ain't trying to sell dogs either. It's whatever. But in American bullies, it's one of the most inconsistent breeds on the planet, man. And you'll have shit that looks like it's going to be a pocket dog, and you're judging it, and people are running this around this dog campaign, and all of a sudden it hits a year old. It's in standard class. You know, it's like, what the hell? You know what I mean? It's just, they change so much as they grow that I just wish there wasn't even puppy classes, you know?
Okay. So, you guys still early risers?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? How early?
5 a.m.
I'm 6 a.m.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm alarm off at 5. I'm out of bed by 5:10, and then I'm taking care of the chickens right now. So I'm taking care of chickens, and I'm out of the house by 6:15. But I'm not doing chores.
What was
chores like I am now? The only chores I have now are 3 kids under the age of 12. So here's a full-time job too, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always.
I was the night owl, staying up waiting on puppies and stuff. So I'm usually up till about 1 or 2, and even then I'm up about 6 or 6:30.
Yeah, mom and Truett are the all-nighters.
Yep.
My mom can stay up all night. I can't do that. I used to do that. I can't do that no more.
Hey, that's how it works, though.
My all-nighter gets over. I retired. I went pro and retired early from that.
There you go. Say, when we have puppies, like me and my wife, one will stay up late and one will wake up early. Depending, like if it's the weekend or something, I might stay up late, whatever. But that's it covers that way.
Can you guys see the chat of the folks that are like logged in? Because I can't.
Yeah, I'm kind of putting them up there on the screen as they come in. Sometimes they
Yes,
pile up on me, but
we just can't see it.
yeah, maybe because you're on the phone, the screen's little, but
Yeah.
it should be there.
It could
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. So we got a comment here I'm gonna put up from your guys' mother, Jamie.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Said
Here's Cindy.
AZ, talk about your whelping days.
My helping days.
Are you the whelper?
I am. It took me a few times to figure it out. I only killed, mom's favorite litter. Yeah, she was gone, and she said, "Don't let these puppies die. You can't let these puppies die, and too much pressure." And I was so worried they were gonna get cold. I put the heat lamp a little too close, and I
Ooh-wee.
cooked them. It was a learning lesson. It really
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
But I got the hang of it now. I could do it. I could do it anytime now.
Yeah. It's a gift. It's a skill set. There's a lot to learn, and thing about it is you could do all the research and all that, and it don't matter until he's right there, and it's like, bang!
Yeah.
What do I do? What do I do?
Mhm.
You know, you can only learn it in the moment.
100%. And
Yeah.
thankfully,
Well,
we
and
had
I think overall too, people that aren't in dogs, that's one of the biggest misconceptions ever. It's like, oh, we're gonna have puppies and it's gonna be cute newborns and it's gonna be all sweet, and it's not, man. It's intense and it's emotional, and it'll break your heart when you lose them, and the responsibility is there. And I mean, they pick their time, you don't, and you just got to be ready to go. I mean,
But let me
it's
tell you,
sleepless nights and loading up in the car at 3 a.m. to peel over to the nearest vet. I mean, it's
I remember
be rough for
one
sure.
time I was taking this bitch for a C-section. Mom said, "Take her for a C-section. She ain't gonna have them puppies." I said, "Okay, I'll take her." Our vet's about 20 minutes away.
Yeah, 20.
I get about halfway there. I look back. She's done shit one out on the back seat of my brand new car when I was 16. I was just, I had to pull over on the side of the highway. I was having an absolute fit. And I used my little cuticle cutter fingernail things to cut its umbilical cord and stuff. And all the puppies lived. I turned around, went back home, and she had them all natural. And it's just crazy, the stuff, thinking back, all the stuff we did.
Dude, you want to hear a crazy whelping story right now?
Come on.
And I probably shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't tell this, but I'm going to, dude. But anyway, I went through some shit for a while, and I was like in the height of an addiction, okay? So forgive me for this. But anyway, one of the good things about whelping pups for mom and being her son was that as shit grew up, you could just claim it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking that. The fuck you are. No, I'm taking that. My dog Jade, she's like an absolute legend, Shorty Bull, I stole her straight up. I stole her. I stole her. But anyway, the story I want to tell you.
Right out the box.
Yeah. When I was being stupid, here, it's probably been 10, 11 years ago now. But Jade, this dog I talk about, I stole her from my mom. And this bitch was one of the baddest Shorty Bull bitches that will probably ever grace this earth. And I'll say that with my chest. This bitch did backflips. She could swim. She could run. She free whelped puppies. She could roll males up in a ball in the yard. She was it, dude. She was beautiful.
Okay.
She was on point. She was everything a Shorty Bull should be. Anyway, I bred her one time, and my son was little. He was like 1 or 2, and we let Jade out. I just let Jade out to go pee. I thought she was going to go pee. The snow's falling. It's dark. She's close to having puppies, and all of a sudden, this bitch is gone. Out in my backyard, gone. I can't find her nowhere. I don't have a clue where the fuck this chick went. I'm like freaking out. Like, where did she go? Get my mom, get everybody involved. We can't find her. This old girl went over to, I have these big silver maple trees in my yard. Okay. And this silver maple is hollowed out in the middle, and it's got like a little, like 8 or 10 inch little like hole like this. That bitch went out there in the snow, bored in that tree, start having her puppies in the snow in that tree, and then as much as she loved me, she wouldn't even let me fucking go near them. I couldn't even get them until she was done whelping puppies. because she was just going ham. So then I had to go retrieve 7 newborn puppies out of the base of a tree in a snowstorm, and they all lived. You know, it's like, what the hell?
I love it. I
You know,
love
the
it.
blo-
I
the
love it.
bloopers. You know, eventually, if you do shit long enough and you do shit hard enough, shit's gonna happen. That's, you know, let's not pretend like it ain't. You know, it ain't all. You know, it all don't go as planned all the time. You know, and everyone was fine. Everyone was healthy. Nobody was hurt. You know, but was that kind of an irresponsible moment as a dog owner? Yeah, it probably was. But it's kind of a cool story to tell now, knowing that little shorty bull, you know, the little incapable bulldogs were capable of whelping puppies on their own and
in a tree.
Yeah, 35 to 38 degree weather in a snowstorm. You know, never lost a pup.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to go outside and go pee. I mean, yeah.
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 Yeah. She was a really cool dog, man. I miss her. I miss her a lot. She was so cool, dude. And she took care of her puppies. I could just put them in a back room and she'd jump in the pool and nurse her pups. She would literally, and if my mom's still on here, she can verify, Jade would have a litter of 8 pups, and this bitch was so smart, she would sort her puppies, and she'd make the fat ones fight for titties, and then she'd put the little ones on titties. She'd roll like a pig. I mean, she'd roll. Never smash nothing, never kill nothing. Mom always kind of got on my ass, like, John, you know, do you think you really ought to be, don't you think you ought to be taking a little more care of this? You know, don't you think you ought to be, you know, like I said, I was kind of in a chaotic time in my life. And fuck no, she'll be all right, Mom. She'll be all right. I got things to do, you know. And she was, man. She was perfect. She was perfect, dude. And she raised all them pups. She was a damn good dog.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a similar time in my life, and I had a Rottweiler. Just a dog that went to the dog pound to get a dog, and somebody was coming up to dump one off, and he was a puppy, but he had white on his chest, so I guess they just wanted to get rid of him. And like I said, I'm going through the same stuff, man. I'm living for the weekend, and then Friday's turning into Tuesday on me and everything. Meanwhile, I got this dog at the house.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And then one day the dog bit my dad.
You
know what I mean? And it was my fault. I wasn't a good dog owner at the time. You know, whoever wants to hang me can hang me, but I wasn't. But I wasn't a good me neither. You know what I mean? I wasn't a good son, brother, nothing. I wasn't good for nothing. You know?
Yeah, off the subject of dogs, man, I really put my family through some fucking hell for a while, but I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
You know, and people,
that's all right though.
People are so sensitive to that shit now. You know, you can't even talk about a dog. I got bit by a dog. You can't even say that without somebody getting sweaty about it anymore. You know, back when we started showing dogs, dude, if there wasn't somebody fucking bleeding, then you didn't have the right dogs. I mean, that's the American Bulldogs. Them judges got bit every show, man. Every show. You know, it's like somebody was getting bit. That's just the nature of the game back then. You know?
Yeah. I like a dog with a little bit of dog, with some dog in it still, because now I'm cool with, you know, a less of an edgy animal, whatever. But like back in the day, that's why we had dogs, so that nobody would come near the house, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I mean if we go back to an oldies breed purpose, the original oldie breed purpose was what? Memory serves me correct. It was originally a farm utility dog, I believe, right? That's what it was bred to do, was protect against strangers and kind of be a guardian. You know what I mean? Like
American Bulldog, definitely.
Yeah. You know?
Had to be useful.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see here. What else we got? I seen something on here. Oh, I got one. For you. I'm just put up a picture, and then whoever this is can explain this to me. Have at it. All right?
Oh, Lord.
We'll play this game. I like it.
Oh, that's true. It's right.
I knew it was going to be me, man. It wasn't the one I was thinking, but yeah, this less than ideal morning, if you can't see. But no, Mom was actually going to go to Amsterdam that day, so we woke up, and I'll never forget, my dad was in both of our ears, just like, you know, it's icy, you got to be careful. shouldn't go, all this. Well, you know, I mean, we took off, and I was going pretty slow, and where I was taking Mom was about an hour away from our house, and you know, I drive like a geezer. I have since I was a kid, so I wasn't even going that fast, and I was kind of like, yeah, it ain't that slick yet. I mean, it's kind of just coming down. Well, about a mile up the road from this picture, a car had pulled out in front of us, and I was going, and I was only doing like, I mean, I thought it was getting kind of icy, so I was only doing like 40, 45. And this car in front of us that had pulled out, their brake lights were on. And I was like, what are these people doing? They're stopped, you know? And so we kept getting closer and closer and closer. Well, then as I got closer, I could see their back wheels were just spinning. I mean, they were on so much ice, they had pulled out and they were just spinning. And so you know, I knew I was going to hit them or I was going to have to go around them. So I went to the left, and we started spinning pretty bad. And it was straight black ice. I was kind of whipping the truck back and forth, you know, kind of started overcorrecting. And then at one point, we were going down the opposite lane, going straight backwards. I mean, probably sliding at about 45, 50 miles an hour.
Why am I laughing?
You know, it was me and Mom talk about this all the time, but it was the weirdest thing, man. But I'm typically, from like a emotional standpoint, pretty level. I mean, you know, I don't get too high or too low, I guess. But anyway, I remember I was thinking, if we go off the road, once I feel that we'll hit the grass, I'll accelerate and it'll slow us down. And right as we were going off the road, I just remember me and Mom looked at each other. What?
I'll accelerate and it'll slow us down.
Well, I thought if I got in the grass, like I'd have some traction, man. You know what I mean? Like a little bit. And anyway, as we were shooting off the road, I just remember me and Mom looked at each other, and I looked at Mom, and I mean, I was actually really calm. I mean, we talk about this story every time we're together, but I said, Mom, we're going to wreck. And she just looked at me and she said, it's okay. And we went off, and we knew it wasn't going to be good. I mean, in a 30-mile stretch, there was one big fall off, and we found it, you know? And so as soon as I felt that, like, you know, we were in the grass, I accelerated, and it slowed us down pretty quick. But unfortunately, it whipped the front of the truck around as soon as the back tires caught traction, and we just rolled. I mean, it was loud, and I could tell we were spinning and stuff. And then, you know, I guess you kind of black out or whatever. But when I woke up, I could just feel my head like really pressing on my shoulder, and I knew I was upside down. And I really thought we were toast. I mean, it was pretty scary.
How many dogs?
I said, Mom, are you okay? And, you know, Mom, she said, fuck no, I'm not okay. Pretty stupid question looking back.
She was cool when it was going down, though, but afterwards.
We rolled. We had 5 or 6 dogs, I think, with us. So I get out of the car. There's dogs running all over. One of the dogs was literally just sitting by a tree right next to the truck. The other ones were running. So I'm trying to corral them. Mom after she said that, she said, I'm good. So I got the dogs corralled, and then her door was really dented in. And I remember I just opened it and I just kept ramming it as hard as I could, just trying to break it loose, you know? And yeah, anyway, police showed up. That interaction didn't go very great. They were up there. An off-duty firefighter actually stopped, and he was the first one to come down and help. Yeah, I got a ticket and a totaled truck, and anyway, we ended up.
Mom made it to Amsterdam.
Yeah, we still got there. I went to work. We didn't talk because Mom was flying and stuff. We didn't talk till that night, and I said, "How you feeling?" And we were both like, "We feel like total shit," and our shoulders are purple. You know? Yeah. I think the adrenaline had wore off, and we were bruised up real bad, you know. But we didn't lose a dog. Mom made the trip.
That's crazy.
But yeah,
that's crazy.
Not a good time.
That's crazy work. I'm not scared to fly or nothing like that, but when something happens like that on the way to the airport, it's kind of like, yeah, like I'm just go home. We're gonna call it a day. You know what I mean?
Right, that's a wrap.
Yeah. So to
Not
get on the
Jamie.
plane anyway, that's
Not
special.
Jamie. I got a cigarette in one hand and the cell phone in the other going, I ain't missing my fucking flight to Amsterdam.
Yeah,
Hey.
I think mom was still upside down and not out of the car, and she said, "We got to hurry. I'm gonna miss my flight." You know, I mean, you didn't stop her. I mean, nothing
Yeah.
stops her. You know what I mean? So I loved it. It was good. Yeah, she's worried about her flight, and you know, in true Jamie fashion, she's literally upside down, trapped in a car, and the first thing she screams at me is to get the dogs. You know? I mean, she says, "Get the dogs," you know, because she was worried they were going to run up and get smashed on the road.
Yeah. Ooh-wee. Get the dogs. I like it. That's good. Let's see. Let me get another one. I like this game. This is a fun game. Like I said, you guys sent me a bunch of stuff. Pretty cool. Let's see. And got the next one. Like I said, whoever wants to tell me, whoever wants to talk about it. This one, I don't think any of you guys are in this picture. I'm not sure what this picture is.
Oh,
that's Truett.
That was
Is
show
it?
and tell. It's
That's
cool.
show and tell with some American Bulldog puppies. That's true.
Yeah, that shirt, man. Got the Blues Clues, man.
Probably bum equipment if I had to guess.
Tucked in. Second, third grade?
No belt tucked in.
Who is that? Truett. That's
Fly.
Jody Prawley. So that would have been what?
Yep, that's Mrs. Prawley. That was show and tell.
That might have been.
I was jacked. If you can't see it in my face, I was so proud. Thought I was gonna be the coolest kid in school. Definitely wasn't with that outfit, but it felt like it.
Yeah. And you brought more than one. I mean, a kid bring one puppy, like, oh, you brought extras. That's hard to beat.
Oh no, yeah, we're extra as the standard, man. I mean, with the
We're
show
the
and tell.
You know, Marysville High School is the home of the Bulldogs.
Ooh,
so
okay.
Our town mascot is the Bulldogs. So that was always standard issue too. We always supplied the dog for the homecoming parade, you know. Mom always had Otis, or people would take their dogs down to get their picture by the big brass bulldog out in front of the high school, you know. So it's, you know, we're the home. We are the Marysville Bulldogs. So, you know, there was Truett used to take Jack. When was that? You won Old Roy Dog of the Year, remember, dude? Old Roy Dog of the Year for that Walmart.
Yeah, I do remember Old Roy Dog of the Year. Got a sweet certificate at Walmart. But Jack was such a cool dog, man. Jack, you could put a jersey on Jack. I mean, Jack would ride the homecoming float. Jack would just stand in Walmart. I mean, he was just one of those dogs that looked good all the time. He was just great temperament and just a good dog, man. But I was proud of Jack, and yeah, we won. Felt like the top of the world there in the Walmart with my Bulldog, getting my Old Roy certificate. I don't even know if we got a bag of dog food for that, which is what's crazy. I mean, we won Dog of the Year, and I don't even think we got a bag of dog food.
Mom wouldn't have let us feed it to nothing anyway.
Yeah, dude. I think we were just
Mom's comment say.
yeah, and I was literally about to say what Mom just commented, but
yeah.
One of the funniest things about that is Mom was so worried that people were gonna think that we fed Old Roy.
We called it "Oh boy" around our house.
Yeah.
We called it, "Oh boy."
We called it "Oh boy." Get the shovel, not the scooper. You know.
Ooh-wee. Yeah.
Oh boy, it's about to be a shit storm.
Yeah. Get ready.
Yep.
All right. I'm still tripping on that show and tell. Like, you better have win last.
And you know,
whoever
I
goes after that.
Yeah, nobody went after that. I'll never forget that. You know, we in that class, not everybody did show and tell the same day, so only a few went, and I went first, and it derailed the whole day. We just played with puppies the rest of the day, and then everybody went home. You know?
There's some kid in the back who like brought his slingshot with him. He just put it away, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right,
dude.
right.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, here we go. I think this one's kind of self-explanatory, but I'll still put it up.
Oh yeah, that's me in my early days. That's Tess right there. I named her myself. That's 2-ton Tess. That's a show. I believe we were. We might have been at St. Louis, and that's Al Joy. He was an old judge right there, and I do believe we could almost verify the story I was telling. I can't quite see on my phone, but is his left hand wrapped in a bandage?
Hang on.
If his left hand, that's the same judge that got
It's
bit.
not. It's not the same color as his right hand. I could see that.
Yeah, that's probably because he had a bandage on it because he got snapped up earlier in the day. But I won Best Classic Female right there. And I was always, from jump, Mom always instilled in me, win or lose, you go up to the judge and you ask them why they picked why they picked like they did. So that was me early on, drilling the judge, asking him why he picked my dog. You can also notice back then we showed dogs in pinch collars. Before that was frowned on and everybody moved to the little snake chains and that stuff. That was pinch collars back in the day, yeah. That's I wasn't very old there. Probably 13 or 14 maybe. I can't hear you.
In pinch collars, huh?
Yeah, pinch collars. We called them power steering back then. I mean, because they were them dogs. I know I keep going back to it, but they were hotter than donut grease back then, man. Them American Bulldogs were serious back in the day.
Donut grease, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
I usually say fish grease, but I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, those shows back then too, man. I mean, the pressure. It wasn't. I mean, you can see in that picture, we're literally in just a grass lot next to a fence, and it was just business, you know. So, I mean, you were so worried about your dog taking a step in the wrong direction, or not moving good, or not turning good, and so those details mattered so much. So, you know, Mom always said, win or lose, you go up there and you see what you could have done different. Was it you? Was it the dog?
You make sure you keep that dog on your left side and keep that dog between you and the judge at all times. That
keep that leash short.
Yeah. And that was, I mean, there wasn't no junior handler coach pitch stuff back then. You know, if you wanted to be at the end of the lead, you just went in there with the big dogs. That's just how it was. They didn't do junior handler, all that stuff.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right, Miss Azzie, you're next.
Oh, goodness.
I know you just wanted to be over there and just chill, let them handle it. Not so much. Not so much, ma'am. Here we go. Like I said, I don't think this one's very much to explain either, but I think it says a lot about what we're talking about.
Oh, man.
Yeah. You can see the eye right there. You're not looking in wonder, you're looking at what you're looking at.
Oh, yeah, because if we weren't holding them right, man, it was...
Oh, dude. I was just getting ready to say that. If that butt
You're
got scrunched up, dude,
They look narrow.
getting that ass ripped.
Yeah.
Make sure their hind leg looks natural.
Yep.
Yeah, that was serious business, man.
Who is that? I can't see very good on my phone.
I can't.
That's an oldie too, or what?
Looks like it. Looks like it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a brindle pup.
Yeah. I can't quite
recognize
it on here.
Yeah, but like I said, it's very work like the way, you know what I mean? Like, you're not playing.
Total concentration.
Yes.
She spent most of her time pushing them around in strollers and playing house with them.
Dressing them up.
Yeah. So let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about the dogs you guys have now.
Oh, that's going to be disappointing to you.
It's not.
This is mine. This is Phoebe. She's a
Okay.
dorky.
Okay.
And I only have one single dog right now, and it's a little rat terrier named Herbie. I had a Staffy that I loved dearly, that was loved by the family for a lot of years, and I had to put him to sleep. And I'm on the hunt for another one because I want to replace him. But in the meantime, I got one little rat terrier, you know. But I'm okay with that now. You know, I spent so many years with so many dogs. You know, and a lot of people are probably watching this live going, you could have had the whole bloodline at your fingertips. What the fuck are you doing? I'd kill for that opportunity, you know? And I get that. If you've never done it, I understand that. But, like, I did it for 35 years. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good on having that many dogs of that kind, you know? Would I like to stay involved in dogs and continue to judge and contribute and stuff that way? Hell yeah. Would I ever see myself as a breeder of dogs to the level that Mom did it for so many years? Nah, I couldn't do that. For one, I don't have a family that would be that dedicated. You know what I mean? Like my dad, my old man don't get enough credit either, probably, you know, because like he's a backbone. They call him Battleship. They call my dad Battleship because he's the motor that powered the whole thing, you know. So it'd be real hard for any of us to be in a situation to breed like that, I think. Truett's got a couple dogs though. Truett's probably the closest to having a breeding program. He's got multiples.
Definitely not, but no, I have I have two shorties that are older, and then I actually have a miniature wiener dog.
Oh, wiener dogs! You're talking his language.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, we talked the other day, and we were talking about them.
They're the business. I love them.
Yeah.
I love them. I mean, obviously, I love my bulldogs. I'm not doing this for the dachshunds. You know what I mean? But
Right.
yeah, and that's because I don't think the dachshund crowd is as eager to learn as the
Right.
bulldog crowd. They're just kind of happy with having a cute little dog, whatever, and whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, you know, there's more digging, more learning to do with bulldogs. So that's what we do. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah.
Yeah. But of the little dogs, they're definitely my favorite.
Yeah. Now, if
Yeah.
I mean, there's parts of me that would like to build some little fiery hunting dogs. You know, I'd like to build some little, you know, Patterdale pit bull, pitter pat, York terrier, fiery, gamey little raccoon getting varmint dogs. You know, maybe throw a little Staffy in there. I mean, I could do an experiment like that with the boys and just kind of create something. You know, I mean, that kind of interest is there. You know, I mean, that'd be fun, I think.
Yeah.
But it's just,
Hey.
I don't know how my mom balanced life at all with 3 kids. Because I'm in the stage right now, and I think about my own life. I got an 11-year-old, 8-year-old, and a 4-year-old. And I'm so damn busy day in and day out with a full-time job and football and piano and 4-H and trail life and American Heritage Girls and softball and volleyball and soccer. And then to even think about trying to run a kennel on top of that, it's just, I don't know how my mom ever did it, you know? Like, and my dad was gone on the railroad. A lot of times it was mom and us kids, you know what I mean? Dad's gone for a week and then he's home for a week. Then he's gone for a week, then he's home for a week. So during that week off, it was just mom and us and some shit scoopers and snow shovels and whatever else it took before school, doing chores after school, taking pictures, breeding dogs, whelping puppies, you know? It's just,
Yeah. That's cool though. It happened because you guys were there, and
Yeah.
you didn't, I'm sure you didn't have to like it, but you had to do it.
Yeah, 100%. And I liked it too. I liked it a lot. I'm very thankful for the opportunities. There was times where I didn't like it, mostly when I was grounded or some shit. I had to do a bunch of stuff I didn't want to, but overall, I liked it a lot. Oh, look at you.
Yeah. That's the wagon with the puppies we were talking about.
Yep. That's another picture day.
Yep.
That's awesome though.
That's his puppies.
Yeah, they gotta be Tessa's puppies. They've gotta be. Or Maddie's. I don't remember. Oh, Chris Moore's on here. He's another one. He's been around a long, long time.
Uh-huh.
He's one of the old heads that I talked
I wish
about.
we could read the comments.
Yeah, I can't see none of the comments. That's kind of a bummer. Just one every once in a while.
You should be able to see him.
Well, I'm pretty technology stupid, man. So
Well, it's just the phone. It's so little.
Yeah. I'm doing pretty good putting them up there though. So
yeah.
Chris said Battlefield Mike back earlier, and I didn't catch it until you said battle. Oh, that's what he was talking about. Okay, cool. So
Yeah. I think Dion may be nicknamed in that, or maybe Ife. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah, he needs to pop in and throw up a peace sign or something.
Who?
Dad.
He's asleep. He got to be up at
Yeah.
Jamie said that's the litter Tess and Shiner came out of.
Oh, those weren't Tess's puppies. That was Tess as a puppy.
Oh shit.
Tess and Shiner. And Shiner went down to Cheryl? No, that might not be right.
I didn't know where you were going with that. Shh.
I try to remember.
No.
So.
I'm a 90s baby. I went Ace Ventura. I'm like, Chicago. You know what I mean? Like,
Chicago. Ooh.
Right. Yeah. That's where I went. I just, it happens quick. My mind just, whoop. You know what I mean? I'm gone. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But, okay. I know it's going to be hard. It's going to take a minute. So we're going to start with you, John, because I think you'll be quickest with it. Give me one dog. One dog that sticks out in your head. One dog.
Blue Rivers, jaded and faded. Shorty ball. Man, that's hard, dude. That's hard.
That's really hard.
Yeah, Jade. That's my soul dog. But then, I mean, can I do one dog from like each breed?
Run it. Yes, I like it.
Okay. Blue Rivers Frankenstein, American Bulldog. Blue Rivers Dirty, Old English Bulldog. Blue Rivers Jaded and Faded, Shorty Ball. And then just kind of a little salt and pepper, Heinz 57, early on, foundation oldie that I had for 16 years. I got from Ray Giacobbe. Blue Rivers PD Pablo. He was just my dog. He was nothing special. He was very special to me. But he wasn't big old nasty, nothing like an eye catcher, you know. He was just my dog that I loved dearly, and he stuck around with us for 16 years, and probably one of the only dogs outside of Neo that I ever actually like got emotionally like torn down about when they went, you know, like really hard.
Yeah, and I've seen pictures of Dirty. Dirty was monster.
Bad. Yeah, he was bad.
Yeah. Wish I could find one real quick to pull up, but I've seen them.
If you go to the BRC Global website under breed standards, when you scroll down to oldie, it's a picture of Dirty, I believe.
Okay. All right,
But,
I can do that.
Yeah, for another time.
I could never pick.
You couldn't?
No, I just loved them
Truett's-
all. I wanted
I
to
can
keep
probably
them
pick
all, every
Truett's.
single puppy.
I'm curious to hear what Truett says. I bet.
Really?
I bet. That was his dog. We'll see. What's yours?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go Panda, my weight pulling dog.
Okay. Bobby Cason said Dirty's on his Mount Rushmore.
Hell yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
He was a bad dude.
I'm gonna pull him up while Truett processes this one.
He was built different, and he looks a lot different than a lot of the oldies you see nowadays. He looks a lot different, man. He had substance and tight skin and a big old melon head and apple cheeks and crisp colors. You know, red and white, crispy. It was cool.
Yeah.
Who's yours, True?
Man, that's tough, dude. There's been a lot of them. I don't know if I'll say the one y'all are thinking or not, but
You love them all.
Me, True, have bigger
As a-
parts than me.
no, one of the dogs that fascinated me so much and taught me so much, and even now that I'm an adult, I think of him quite a bit because he just was so interesting to me. Was Rampage. You know, it always blew my mind when we go out to the kennel. All the dogs, I mean, all of them pretty much would just run to the end of the pen and they're just ready to go. And Rampage would literally just sit on the concrete slip there and just look at you. I mean, he wasn't mean or nothing like that. He just, I don't know, man. He just had this swagger about him that always fascinated me. You know, he
was the mega.
It was about respect. If you came into that kennel and you were confident and you were calm, I mean, he'd come up to you and he'd pet you, or he'd let you pet him, you know. But if you came in and you were hesitant or you were, God forbid, you were pushy with him, man, he just had no use for you, man. And
it was like walking in a cell block when you walked in the kennel with Rampage. He was the first kennel right inside the first door, and he was slapped up against the end of the kennel. Like, he was just the ultimate alpha of the whole kennel, man. Nothing, everything else knew where they stood with that.
And he wasn't like
Plaxico Burris.
Plaxico Burris, that was a good one too. But no, Rampage, man, he was just one of those dogs that really taught me, like, you know, you don't force a connection, man. It comes from confidence and being consistent and being authentic. You know what I mean? Like, if you came in there and you were hesitant or whatever, I swear that dog could read it, dude. I mean, it was just, but if you respected him, he respected you, and there wasn't going to be a problem.
Yeah.
know?
You learned how to read a dog pretty quick with them American Bulldogs too back then.
Yeah, I bet.
That's another thing you learned pretty quick, is how to read body language and when, you know.
Yeah. Big dogs and big cats. You learn quick, or you get, or yeah.
Was that who you guys thought I was gonna say, or did you think I was gonna say?
No,
Sarge?
I told Aslan I thought you were gonna say Maddie.
Maddie was a good one too. I love Maddie.
It's how could you
Maddie,
ever
Sarge, Rampage.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
too many good ones?
Yeah, because
Levi.
I mean,
What about little Levi? That little fiery little pint-sized English bulldog. He was cool as hell.
Remember that day you bit onto your arm?
Yeah, I
and let
still got a
go?
scar.
Yeah, dude.
I still got a scar right there from that.
You were pissed that day too, because I was like, "Well, if you would have went in there, I'll bitch you. He probably wouldn't have bit you."
I know.
you freaked out. You were whipping him around the kennel, trying to get him off your arm.
Dude, he was latched on me like a rabid dog.
He was so bad. I'll never forget that, man.
He'd get on the hang time rope and hang for hours.
Oh,
He would not let
yeah.
it go.
I mean, he'd probably hang on there for hours if you'd let him. And he'd just jerk trying to pull it down. I mean, as soon as you think he'd be tired, no. Death grip.
yeah. Awesome. Let's see if we can get her to come on here for a few minutes before we wrap up.
Mom?
Your mom. Yeah, why not?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, Jamie, I put the link right there. See if we can get you in here for a few minutes before we wrap up. In the meantime, I think I got another picture or two. I like the picture game.
Yeah, that's fun. It kind of helps me. I'll tell you what, to be honest, before I come on this thing, I was nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. I'm like, guys, I don't know if I'm going to remember anything.
Long-tailed cat in a room full of rock. Okay.
I'm just gonna come on yours.
Okay.
Say, well, hang your phone up.
Uh-oh.
She's just gonna come in here with us.
There we go. That works
Oh
too.
yeah. These stories, oh my God, you know, it's always kind of scary and exciting. No, go ahead. Well, you're just trying to get out of here. I know. No, I'm I know not. what you're doing. No, I'm not.
I know
That's
what you're
the-
doing.
I'm staying right here.
No, you know, it's scary and exciting because you don't know what they're gonna tell. You know, like,
Uh-huh.
oh my God, why are they telling that? You know,
That's how
Yeah.
we lived around here.
Yeah. So what'd they miss?
Oh, geez, this is the tip of the iceberg, man. This is all the stuff we can tell on air, you know. But yeah, we've lived a lot of dog life here, and there's a lot of stories to tell, and yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
been, you know, looking back on it now, I don't even know how we did it. I really don't, because I worked full-time job too, but we were so efficient. We were really efficient, you know.
Everybody had their set, you know.
Yeah.
Get your shit done.
Well, I didn't get out of getting it done. I mean, that was not an option here. You couldn't throw a fit and not do it, could you, John?
No.
Yeah.
I tried a few times.
Yeah. I figured it was, you don't gotta like it, but you're gonna do it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Yeah, yeah. And
Well, it
you
was
know,
never optional. You know what I mean? It didn't matter if it was Christmas morning or late at night. I mean, the dogs needed you every day, and that was just the expectation. So it was never really a question. I mean, and that responsibility wasn't a total blast all the time. It was scooping poop and scrubbing floors and breaking ice buckets and.
But they learned. You guys learned.
But one thing you couldn't do is you couldn't cut the corners either. You know, you couldn't be sloppy with it. I mean, I think Az and John would agree that there were probably mornings where we went out there and we probably weren't feeling it and we rushed around, and then that afternoon probably sucked a lot because we had to do double the work, you know, to catch it back up. So,
and plus we
Yeah.
always did it Mom always did it the right way. So there was, you couldn't slack because there was kennel inspectors coming up. There was kennel
Yeah, that
inspections
was a
showing
big
up.
thing. Yeah.
There was USDA was showing up, you know, because it wasn't like it wasn't, you know, it was a
They
fully
could come at
licensed
any time. I don't know if
operation.
people realize that. You know, at any time, and you have 20 minutes to get from wherever you're at to the kennel. But
And that's like, you can't have, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with kennel licenses, but like you can't have chewed up buckets. You can't have exposed wood. You can't have dirt. You can't have
Yeah.
slobber. It can't stink, you know, it's everything in the kennel was concrete, you know, and concrete, and you power washed and you bleached and you odor band and you fucking spread sand
that mouthwash idea was a great idea.
and you
Remember
mix,
Listerine?
yeah.
No, but did you hear Truett say chop buckets of ice? Long, long ago, we chopped ice buckets in the winter every morning and night. Yeah,
Break
buckets of ice.
buckets.
Yeah.
Mm.
Before we had, you know, a really nice
Indoor kennel, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we chopped
Ooh-wee.
ice. And like I say, we had 9 horses to take care of and the dogs, and I don't even know how we did it.
Ducks.
But, oh, the ducks, yeah. And whatever they drug home. And
The litter of skunks we found on the side of the road. I mean, just everything.
I had 17 baby snapping turtles one time.
yeah.
We had possums. We had
Raccoons.
first off, John was responsible for most of the extracurricular pets. Okay, let's just be honest.
The critter
Let's call
the
spade
critter
a spade
getter.
here.
yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, we got pythons loose in the house. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Mom
stinky
still
fish
swears my
tanks.
python ate a puppy.
It did eat a puppy. I know it did. I'm still mad
We-
about it to
we-
this day.
We can't verify that.
No, listen. You brought this snake home. I was ticked off the minute I saw the cage. Oh, we're just keeping it for a few days because Jonathan's in trouble, and I knew. Yeah, right. So about a week later, we still have it. I go down. I made him put a big rock on the top of the screen, thinking that would be a good idea. Anyway, the thing gets loose, and John tries to tell me that it goes out the dryer vent. Like the snake knew where that was. It went out the dryer vent. It's fine, Mom. Don't worry. Yeah, right. It was. We went. Az and I were freaked out. We went everywhere. We had a stick. Everything.
This is like a 4-foot ball python, probably.
Anyways, loose in our house for how long? From August till November before we
Yeah.
found it again.
Where
Yeah.
was it?
It was on the kitchen floor when we found it.
Not in the
Mom
dryer vent?
found it.
We didn't find it. My mom found it early morning, and there was no denying what the hell was found upstairs when the
I was so
stomping on the
pissed. I
floor.
was so mad. Oh.
God damn it, John, get your ass up here! This fucking snake's in my kitchen!
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there was no end to that. But yeah, anyway, I had a dog that had had pups a lot of times. She was a wonderful dog, a wonderful mom, very chill, everything. I just got home, and I hadn't been home very long with the new puppy. She was out in the whelping box. I hear this huge commotion. I go out there. We're minus a puppy, and there are claw marks. She's all worked up. I mean, what else? It's just going to vanish into thin air? That's when I was like, your snake is not gone.
Mm.
That stupid snake.
We can't verify that story.
Well, yeah, we can't verify that. But I mean, I've never.
But it's adding up in that
Yeah,
column. You know what I mean?
The dots are connecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good grief.
And, yeah, our English bulldogs were so cool. I found out one time that
Yeah, you're off.
that one of them could naturally whelp. And would you like to know how I found that out?
Yes.
Well, I was away at school, 2.5 hours away, and the dog was due, and I called home and I said, hey, go check on sister, see what she's doing. Oh, she's fine. I said, okay. All right, just want to check, so I go back to doing my shit. I know she's due, and I know she's going to have these puppies. So I call back 2 hours later. I said, hey, go look at sister and see how she's doing. Oh, she's good. Yeah, she's good. No, she ain't doing nothing, Mom. Nope, she's fine. Okay. So I let another hour go by, call home. I'm like, hey, what's she doing now? She is not doing nothing, Mom. I can hear a little commotion in the background. She's not doing anything. I said, oh, yeah? I said, well, go check on her while I'm on the phone with you and, tell me how she's doing. And this was Truett, the golden one, who never does anything wrong, but it was okay this time. So he's walking back there, and he's like, oh, my God. Oh, well, she had 7 puppies. There's 7 puppies. I said, really? She just pooped those out in an hour, huh? Because I just called.
All of a sudden,
there's just 7 puppies. Like, yeah. So, yeah, thank God that turned out okay. But, it's kids. Kids are going to do kid stuff. But they thought they were going to fool me. That was the funny part. Like, I already did all that stuff.
They asked you if you named the snake. What was the snake's name?
Bertha.
Big Bertha.
Bertha. Oh, that's Zach Rom's dog. Hi, Zach.
Nice.
Yeah.
Zach. Yeah.
And then K9OTC says, talk about Nappy.
Oh, that's Mo.
Oh,
yeah.
Nappy. Well,
Ah.
well, not Nappy, John.
No, go ahead.
Nappy was a little monster. He belonged to Mo's. Mo's, he's a trainer in Atlanta.
He's the trainer. Mo is the
he used
trainer.
To be up
The
here.
OG.
He used to be up there, and we used to spend a lot of time, working dogs and doing that stuff. And so I couldn't believe it, but one day Mo said he thought he wanted a shorty bull. This is the guy that trains police dogs and, drug dogs and
Yeah.
real dogs, serious dogs. And so he wondered when he got Nappy, and oh my God, the stuff they did. Yeah, it was really good. It was fun. Those were fun times.
Awesome. So the police guy got a shorty bull. Hey, them things are cool. Once you see one, it's hard to unsee it.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
But, I mean, to know a shorty bull, you just got to be around them because their personalities are different than any dog I've ever had. They're just really in tune. It's just you gotta be around one. Like you'll swear they're saying smart aleck remarks. That's just what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're funny.
Yeah.
But I was always exciting when somebody like that would, finally decide they might want to try out a shorty bull, or, that was like really winning to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're always happy with it.
Yeah, I think everybody's happy with them. I mean, all 3 of the guys that you mentioned, the OGs, they all have a shorty bull.
I know.
They all got a shorty bull.
I know.
Yeah. And so, a shorty bull, it's a, I don't know, you gotta graduate to a shorty bull, maybe I should say, or, when your time's right for a shorty bull, because you gotta do all that crazy stuff when you're young, and then you get older and that's the kind of dog you like, but now, can knock you down or, whatever. So you gotta, downsize a little, but still be cool. You don't want to be dragging a Yorkie. I'm just kidding.
Unless, of course, you do want to drag a Yorkie. Right.
Oh gosh, but no.
Let's see.
It was really hard when nobody wanted to take this over. I mean, it took me about 2 years to swallow that, but I knew they wouldn't because, this was their life for so long and didn't have a choice. This is what we did. And so, that was hard for me, but I totally understand. It is just so much. And, when you're living somebody else's dream, I mean, yeah, I made these guys do that,
Yeah, I remember.
It worked, though. It
around
worked,
the
though.
kitchen table when they were, in its infancy. The Black Squirrel Night, where I spied Amy Krogman for the first time with her little dog. Actually, what was his name?
JoJo. Oh, yeah.
Way back, like when the Shorty Bulls was just an idea, this little dog JoJo, who happened to be owned by Amy Krogman. I don't know if you know the story of Shorties, but it was kind of an Amy and Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
More Jamie than Amy, but Amy had JoJo, this little dog. And we were at Black Squirrel Night, and it was a dog costume contest, And that little bastard was a Frenchie, and that's our little town festival we do here around Halloween. The kids dress up. It's just a town festival in our little 6-block town. Anyway, She had that little JoJo dog. She had him dressed up, and the little bastard was flashy, man. And by that point, my eye was already trained. It's like we talked about earlier. Once you start doing that, then you just kind of dial in on shit. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, look at that little bastard. He's cool. And then, the rest is kind of history. But sitting around thinking about, like, sitting at this kitchen table when we were trying to figure out, or they were trying to figure out what we were going to call these little dogs. What if this really takes off? What are we going to call them? What are we going to, And that was kind of when that, go shorty, it's your birthday. We going to party.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That's funny. Well, it's a lot better than teddy bear bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Adorables.
Adorables.
Nah, Shorty Bulls is the winner.
Years, and they were round. That's what they were, because they look like teddy bears. Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
but, you got to take care of everybody that helps you too. When you sell some dogs, you got to do something for everybody to keep them helping you. And, these dogs did so much for all of us. That way they bought all these kids their first car. They did a lot of stuff for us always. So it wasn't for nothing. And it was, they learned lessons that they still, I still see them, going back to that today. So,
Yeah.
It was crazy, but it was good. It was good. I'm sure none of them will ever have a kennel, ever.
We
never know. Forever's a long time.
Yeah, it is. Maybe someday. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, don't wait till I'm old and then get one. For God's sake, you do it now.
Yeah.
No, but
all right.
No, go ahead.
Got a. I guess K9 OTC. That's your people. Said ask
that's
Jamie.
Mo's. Yeah,
They
tell
said
me what Mo's did.
Said, ask about the Vegas trip. He says.
Oh my God, the Vegas trip. Well, that was another thing we did. Mo's can train a dog to do anything. He used to have a presser that could do multiplication and division, and
Gonzo.
Yes, he could do. He could count all this stuff, and
literally, this presser could do addition. Like Mo right here could say, Gonzo, 4 + 4. And that dog would bark 8 times. Now, I don't know, Mo's pretty slick. I don't know if he had some kind of top secret little hand signal that told that dog how many barks to bark, or if that dog really did
addition. It was very impressive.
But 7 - 2, that dog barked 5 times. 4 + 4, that dog barked 8 times. 3 + 3, that dog barked 6 times. Mo can get with it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
hey, good job on the math, John.
Yeah,
you didn't slip once.
You ain't gonna see me doing no Pythagorean theorem. I can tell you that.
So we're going to Vegas. So we never showed up with one dog ever. So we had a little dog trailer. We had that baby loaded up. I don't remember how many dogs, like friggin' 26 dogs we were taking out there. I mean, loaded up in a trailer, pulled behind. We had to go through the mountains. Mose saw the runaway ramp for the trucks for the first time in his life, and that was about it. He's like, "Oh my God, I'm not driving in the mountains," pulling this trailer full of dogs. So we made it out there. We had fun. I tried to introduce, I just thought people wanted to do all this stuff with their dogs, and Mose was gonna do it and everything, and we found out that I don't know why people didn't do it. I don't know
Is
if
this
it
the
was,
B caps?
yeah, the B caps. I don't know if it was like,
That's a breed capabilities test. you
yeah, a
come
little
up
thing
with.
we came up with breed capability testing, and
Okay.
it was geared to be things you didn't have to train for. Hang time, a little fetching,
Little sit and stay in
Yeah,
the middle of a
little nerve-
10-foot tarp.
nerve testing.
Nerve testing.
Yeah. And, I thought it was really fun. I thought it was going to be something, that a lot of people would like to do because there's talk about that. But, I found out that very few did. There were some people that really got into it. We had to ride a bike and run the dog. And, it wasn't things that couldn't be done. They could all be done. To get the excellent, you had to train a little bit. Yeah, but anyway, Mose went out there with me, and it was just a trip. It was a wild trip. We had a lot of dogs with us, and yeah, we had fun. And Mose and I took a lot of trips and did a lot of stuff, and he saw the whole thing from beginning to end, and he knew Levi really well. It was one of our bulldogs that was just.
I swear to God, that man could get a baby duck to hit a bite sleeve. I promise.
Yeah.
I promise
He's
you.
amazing. But the reason we met was for
juice.
Levi.
His juice is something else. I'm telling you, he could get a duck to hit a bite sleeve if he
And
needed to.
if like working guys.
Hey,
really
you can't
fun
say
or-
stuff like that to me because I'm picturing a duck hanging from a bite sleeve.
Well,
and I
Mose
can't
can do
unsee it.
And this kid
And
can
Mo's
pick it up.
probably trying to figure out how he can make a bite sleeve big enough for a duck to hit it.
Yeah, but Levi was the kind of dog that he was a once in a lifetime thing. That's how we met because guys that work dogs like that ain't real fond of English bulldogs at all. Like they think they're all worthless ass slugs, and I'm the one that's like, no, they're not that way. They're not that way. I've had many, they're not, but that's the impression a lot of people have that, and so that was one of the things, and that was how I got to meet Mose. I wanted him to see that English bulldog. I wanted him to work that English bulldog, and he heard English bulldog, and he was just like, "Oh God, lady, come on now." But then,
Okay. Those guys, I don't mean to poo-poo anybody's Cheerios by any means, but they all want a Belgian Malinois or whatever. Like those dogs are they're prepackaged for that. How much does it take to get that dog to jump off the house and do all the stuff you see on the internet? Like they do that.
Well, they do, but you still got to train them. You still got to put that work into them, or otherwise they're just all over the place because they have so much energy and they're thinking dogs. And I wouldn't exactly call bulldogs thinking dogs, and that's what I love about them. And anyway, that's how Mose and I met. Is I kind of turned his brain around a little bit about English bulldogs, a little bit, and then he was forever changed after that. But yeah, Levi did a lot of stuff for us, and I wish I had another one like him.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, before we wrap up, does anybody else have anything they want to say? Anything?
I really thanks for the opportunity, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it went smoother than I thought it was going to, so I appreciate the opportunity to come on and tell a little bit of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could go on for hours, but we'll spare you. But yeah, it's been, every day up here is something going on. And that's what I don't want to slow down from that. That's the hard part. That's what's really hard. I'm like, oh God, now what? Because we lived that way for so long.
Yeah.
Now we're going to put her in full-blown grandma mode.
What do you mean I'm in full-blown grandma mode? I've been there. Yeah.
Hey, you got a new generation of kennel cleaners.
Yeah, I know.
The old ones just bring you more. You know what I mean?
I know. Oh, trust me, they're all trained. They all know. Every one of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've been I've been looking forward to this a lot, and I should have got those pictures on my computer. It wouldn't smoother. I've been really ramping up for this show this weekend.
Hey, it's okay. I know how it goes.
I can't wait to meet you, Jamie.
Yes, we're gonna have fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. And like I said, now that you guys have been on, if you ever watching us or you tune in, we're talking to somebody and you got something you want to add, you're welcome. Always.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good meeting you guys, and I'll catch you out there somewhere. If not, I
Absolutely.
might have to come to the river.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Monkey bread
Yeah.
on deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I'll see you. See you later.
Later.
See you this weekend.
Thanks.
See you this weekend, Jamie.
Yep.
Bye bye.